Football Power Hour.
Yeah, baby. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Football Power Hour. We are going to talk about Manchester United versus Luton and talk about also the game that we watched today, Chelsea versus Manchester City. Dramatic game. My goodness. Match day 12 itself had a lot of drama, but on today's show, we're only going to talk about those two games and a little bit of the Sir Jim Ratcliffe updates because we are about to brace ourselves for a week, a long week of structural changes and updates and so forth at Manchester United, and we're gonna be here for all of that. Whatever happens with the club that we love, you know that.
We will be there. We will be there.
And also, by the way, talking about being there, I hope you're gonna be there for me when I say Manchester United right now. We can celebrate and say at Old Trafford we beat Luton 1-0, but my goodness, that game was boring. It was boring, especially if you consider how other games in match day 12 went. But not gonna, as I mentioned, we're not gonna be focusing on match day 12 as a whole. Today is Man United, Luton Town, and then also Chelsea Football Club versus Manchester City. Let's talk about that.
Bruno Fernandes.
So if you're new to this channel, there's this thing that we do after Man United games. We just pretty much go through every player's performance, every player that started, and give him a performance grade and also a little performance remark, just based on that game and the position that they played and how they did in the time that they were given. So we're just going to go ahead and start with, wait, should we start with Luton Town or like you can tell my mood goes down when I think about the Man United Luton. But anyway, since we're in it, let's talk about it first. As you can tell, there's a lot of planning that goes on before this. So anyway, Manchester United, Luton Town. Let's look at how eriktenhag decided to line up because, versus Copenhagen, were very unlucky, but you could almost make the case that there was a lot of similarities between them two teams, the Copenhagen lineup and the lineup versus Luton Town. So let me go ahead and share the screen real quick, just get to the grades so that we do that and then move on to the next game. I regret thinking about this game first because now my mood is down a little bit. But here we go. This is the lineup that I just copied and pasted, the Copenhagen lineup. So let us see. Actually, I think eriktenhag for that particular game versus Luton Town, he went with very, very similar. So it was Onana at the back, but it was the center back Lindelof, who was in there because Johnny Evans came off with an injury. Lindelof. And who else was there? I think we had Reguilon as the left back. That was also new. And Dalla was the right back. So we're going to put Reguilon here. And then eriktenhag also decided to change and put actually that was it. There was Garnacho, Haaland, and Rashford up front, and then Eriksen, McTominay, and Fernandes as he praised that midfield. In the post-match conference, you could tell that that's his settled triangle for now. At least the lineup that he likes to start with. So let's go ahead and start with Andre Onana, because this man right here, you might hate on him, you might call him Bart Simpson, as some people in this channel have before, or you might call him, what's his other nickname? Oh my God, Kit Kat Fingers, whatever. Andre Onana, and he had a really, 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 really important performance. He managed to secure the 3 points for us. He kept us in the game. In the moments when Man United players still were wondering what, are they playing football? Are they in this game or what? But like, we have to give the flowers to Andre Onana and say he kept us in the game, and that was very important. The clean sheet, even though he had nothing to do in almost the first 30-something minutes, but I think Carlton Morris, that header was really, really, really good because it was from close range, So that was a really fine save. And then I think he had another save later on in the game. But big up to Onana for keeping us in the game. In the game when called upon. Yes. Boom. And I think a player that gets a clean sheet, honestly, how are you going to give him a B type of grade? I would have wanted a few like world-class saves. There was like at least how many saves did he make? He made four saves in total. 2 of those were routine. 1 was like more or less nearly impressive, and the other one was all right. So all in all, that's why he gets an A-, and it's not a sparkling A. So that is my assessment of Onana. Now, Dalo, please, by the way, if you're just tuning in, just hit the like button. Do not comment. This is one stream where I'll just be like, do not comment. Let me just get through these grades and then just focus on a game that was more scintillating and fun to watch for a neutral. Even though we got the 3 points of Man United. Crazy, crazy, crazy times that I feel like that. I guess I should have done these grades before the City and Chelsea game. Then I would have had a different mood. But anyway, let's go to Diogo Dalot. So Diogo Dalot, he came in, and I think he was going to be second fiddle. He was going to be a player that was going to be sitting on the bench because Aaron Wan-Bissaka had just came in the last game, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka looked good. So this time around, Wan-Bissaka was not available. He was unwell, but Diogo Dalot meant that, he could come in. And let's be honest. I want to give him his due, his flowers, his respect, and say he was instrumental, especially in the first goal, because if I remember correctly, it was a Bruno Fernandes first goal. It was the only goal. What am I talking about? Yeah, it was the only goal. Diogo Dalot that was the previous match. Sorry, I'm confusing this match and the previous. So Diogo Dalot, he in this match, I think we just saw him a little bit, offensively, and he wasn't really, really tested a lot defensively. And he wasn't, he definitely, I remember one moment where he slid and, cut a ball that was actually a moment for me to be like, yo, you were not asleep like the Copenhagen game. He had 2 moments where he fell asleep and gave us 2 costly errors. So Diogo Dalot, you deserve your flowers. You are part of the team that got the clean sheet. And after a frustrating display versus Copenhagen, I think this was an improvement. So I will give you your flowers. Improvement when comparing to the howl of a performance. When comparing to the Copenhagen performance. Boom. Okay, that's Dalot. Now, when it comes to Victor Lindelof, he's a funny one, Victor Lindelof, it's easy to get mad at him, but I believe he's somebody that, as Manchester United fans, we have to give him some credit as well, because He saved us a lot last season. At the end of last season, we fell into a center-back injury crisis just as much as we are in another center-back injury crisis now. And Victor Lindelof helped us see the season through. You know? And I think Victor Lindelof, people underestimate how hard it is to come into a game when you were not starting the last game or the game prior, and you have to all of a sudden forge these partnerships with people that you haven't really been playing with. So for him to not look out of place, you know, and also be able to secure a clean sheet, be a part of a defensive team that that gets us a clean sheet. You deserve your accolades, bro. You deserve your flowers. So Lindelof, I actually saw a little bit of more of a focused and more composed performance from Lindelof. I saw more passes that broke the line from Lindelof. And if you are curious about his stats in that match, he actually had an excellent game attacking wise, 122 touches, 26 passes into the final third from a center back. 2 out of 3 long balls. He tried 3 and 2 of those were successful. Brother was influential in terms of playing that left center back position the way eriktenhag would like to play it. You know, it wasn't always the most effective, but you have to give him his due diligence. And defensively, he did his work. 3 clearances, 2 headed clearances, 1 interception, 7 defensive actions, 3 ball recoveries, 4 duels won, 1 out of 1 ground duels, and 3 out of 5 aerial duels. Victor Lindelof, you deserve your applause. The ice cold man not only did have such a stellar game, but he was also important defensively. I mean, sorry, not defensively as I mentioned, but offensively. He got us the all-important goal. All our forwards have to sit down and say, how did you score, Victor Lindelof? Because we have been failing. We have been failing all season to score. Anyway, Victor Lindelof, for me, you are one of the candidates for man of the match, and you deserve your due diligence, bro. And the Man United faithful have to just say thank you, Victor, because you were the one that stepped up when all our forwards were horrible. So, Victor, I'm going to give you an A+. It's a rare A+, you know. A rare A+, you know. Just because you coming in clutch on some Rodri type of settings, bailing your team out when everything else seems like it couldn't work, you know? Yeah, man, that was incredible to see, because I think, was that Victor's first goal from open play? He's bailed us out in a penalty shootout before, but I might, hold on, his first goal for the club since December 2020. So that, I guess, that his second goal, that was his second goal for the club in open play. So Victor Lindelof, one more time, you deserve your accolades. All right, let's move on to the next player. The next player is Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire. Now, the fridge is interesting because when he's not wearing the armband, you're like, that's captain material, you know? Oh, Lord. When he doesn't have the armband on him, he is so in a nice place mentally, psychologically, and you can see he's focused on his game, and you just want to say, keep it up, Harry. Keep it up. You are incredible. It's not an A plus. It's a B plus A minus performance for me, from my point of view for Harry Maguire. I honestly admire what he's done with his with his opportunity. And now he's unsettled Varane. Varane is actually not even the same World Cup Varane anymore. He looks he's moving different. We know he's had injuries, but this being able to keep a Harry Maguire out the team, being able to keep Rafael Varane out the team when you're Harry Maguire, you deserve your accolades. Big shout out to that, man. Yo, you're doing good. Keep it up is all I'm going to say. Let's go to Serge Reguilon. Serge Reguilon got a first start in a while because he was actually injured, and also he was unwell, previously in this season. So he did okay. He did okay. He did okay. I remember in the watch along, you fooled me in that moment when I thought we had a penalty. I literally thought we had a pen, and for me, Serge Reguilon for me was a B plus. Yeah, he didn't really have a howler of a game, nor did he necessarily do incredible. So Serge Reguilon, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you a B plus, brother. Eriksen, let's go to Christian Eriksen. Now with Eriksen, this time around, Eriksen started, and I think in the last game versus Copenhagen, he started as well. And you know what? It's becoming clearer with every chance that Christian Eriksen gets that he is not a starter. He should not be starting for us. He had a knee injury, I guess, in the game, and doesn't seem to have the energy that he used to have last season. And yeah, I think it's time for you, as I've mentioned before. It's not time to learn Arabic. It's time to transition into cameo Christian Eriksen. Cameo Christian Eriksen. I'm going to give him a C plus, B minus. It should be a B minus, but because I know you can do better, I'm going to give him a C plus. Okay? So moving on to the next player, and that is going to be Capitan Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, such an enigma, this player. He likes to be the one to try to do things, So I have to acknowledge that. I have to respect that. Bruno Fernandes he tries. He's one player that he'll be there to try and make things happen. But at the same time, things don't always happen. Hollywood Bruno looks like he's so wasteful with possession. I'm curious this time around what them stats are looking like for Bruno. Bruno played all 90 minutes. Bruno created 2 chances.
But what the hell, boy?
2 chances after 90 minutes? Nah. That's not gonna work against the Luton Town. So what about another team that's higher than Luton Town? If Bruno Fernandes creates 2 chances versus Luton Town, missed a big chance, this ain't gonna fly, Bruno. We need Bruno to maybe somebody, how the socks were too tight, the kits were too tight. Can somebody just check if the armband is too tight? I'm serious. There were real reports that Manchester United complained that the kits were too tight. We did a stream about this, and that some of the players were using replica kits because those ones fit better, including Onana. Now, somebody needs to check that. that Bruno Fernandes's armband and see if it's too tight or what. So I'm gonna give Bruno. I think a B- as well. B-. It should be a C, but it's going to be a B-. It's going to be a B- because, at the same time, he didn't really have too many things that he like you can say like he had two chances. I mean, one big chance missed. If he had like another, if we had had that penalty that I thought Region won, then, maybe Bruno would have been able to influence the game in a way. I don't know. But at the main thing is, Bruno Fernandes, you're the captain. We deserve better. If we take a good look at your accurate crosses, 33% of your crosses.
What the hell? Oh my God.
How does Bruno have 4 out of 12 crosses? Is atrocious, 4 out of 12. No. Successful dribbles, 0 out of 2. Them stats are not statsing, Bruno. We're going to have to change it into a C+. There's no way. I thought he did a little bit better with it. 4 out of 12. Bro, why are you going to cross 12 times then? If you're going to make it 4 times?
Get out of here, man.
Nah, I'm not jiggy with that. So needs to improve crossing, specifically, expeditiously. Specifically. Boom. So I was gonna write expeditiously, and I was like, I can't spell that. Anyway, so Bruno, we need to see a captain performance. McTominay, let's go to Scotty. Scotty Mac. McTerminator terminated, huh? It looks like McTerminator. I mean, he had a moment where he had that header that was on target. That's good. What else did McTominay do that was really, really? Let me see. I think when you're looking at how McTominay did by numbers, I think at several moments he was collecting the ball from the center backs. He was very, very deep, and he wasn't cornered into making mistakes. That didn't happen a lot, and I think all in all, his defense, his performance was all right. When you look at all the other midfielders, his performance was all right. Because look at this. Ground duels won. He won 5 out of 6. That's 83% of them. Shout out to that. We won. Finally, we're getting midfielders that can win some duels. Because the last game versus Copenhagen, it was like we were playing the donut. Nobody was trying to win ground duels. Aerial duels, he won 50% of them, which is 2 out of 4, which is okay. 5 defensive actions, 5 ball recoveries, 2 clearances. Okay, not bad statistics. 100% successful dribbles. Macpello, 1 out of 2 shots, so 50% shot accuracy. Scott McTominay, it's all right. I think out of all our midfielders, if you disagree with me, it's okay. But I'm going to give Scott McTominay a solid B. It's not even a B-. Okay, maybe it's a B- because I have a Scott McTominay bias. B-. Can do better. Impose. How you spell impose? Impose yourself offensively. You need to do better, Scotty. B- is my grade for you. I think it should be a B though, but we cannot forget also that you also had a moment where he could have passed to was it Haaland? Let me see. Let me just double check my notes. Scott McTominay, You shined brighter. That's all I'm trying to get it, But it also looks like you have Ten Hag's trust, which is good to see. And I want to say big up to you. You deserve to be starting right now, because isn't it crazy how the players that Ten Hag chose are failing him, and the Ten Hag rejects. The midfield that we're trying to upgrade is the one that's getting a decent performance in. This is wild. It's wild days at Man United. Big up to Brush in the building, by the way. Save Bruno's free kick. Oh my days.
Oh my God.
Smash the likes on the way in, says Brush. Big up to DJ Superfly saying, Hola, amigo, papi. Superfly, I wasn't expecting. There's 11 people tuned in. I wasn't expecting anybody to be tuned in. I just wanted to just get through this by myself. Oh man. Okay, so B+ says Mark. B+ will go in. Sorry, my apologies for not recognizing y'all were here. Mark says, impose. Thank you for helping me spell impose, Mark. Percy says B for McTominay. Oh no, C-. C-. How do we jump from a B to a C-? B for McTominay? That's what Percy's saying. It's a C-. Word. C-. That means he had, by your standards, that means Bruno had a better performance than McTominay? Is that what we're saying, Percy? Nah. The other midfielders got C+. This guy definitely did better comparatively. He did better. Don't do it, says Mark. Yeah, exactly. All right. We all here, says Superfly. Let's go. Bruno did better than Eriksen, and McTominay did better than Eriksen. McTominay and Bruno were in a similar range, in my opinion. That's how I'll judge our midfield triangle. But anyway, let's move on to Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford, what grade are you giving him, since I'm out here giving wild grades? So, according to Percy. Mark says Marcus has to be a B. Upgrade Bruno. Upgrade Bruno to a B, a solid B. Man, what are you talking about, Mark? Mark, you're going to have to come on the stream and explain yourself. You weren't watching the same game. Percy says, boys, watching the game. I hardly noticed.
Explain myself. I will explain
there
myself.
There he is. Explain yourself, Mark. What are you talking about?
Real quickly, right? Yeah. First of all, Erik was injured, so he came off the field. He got C+. Cool. Bruno didn't have a great performance, but he had a better performance than Eriksen. So
4 out of 12 crosses, making it
just crosses. All right, stop. Go back and check passing accuracy besides the crossing, and you would see it's a higher passing accuracy. Check
77% accurate
check his
passes.
Duels won. Check his duels won. Check his big chances created. You understand? I just saying, you want to home in on one aspect.
77% accurate passes for Bruno. And then what about McTominay? 84% accurate passes for McTominay.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're giving, you had to give McTominay a B+, and you had to give Bruno a solid B, because Bruno was better than Eriksen.
I understand you now. Right? Okay. All right. That is clarified. Big up to you for clarifying that. Big up to you. That was Bruno should get a C according to DJ Superfly, which is just ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah, that's a bit too harsh.
That's too harsh.
I mean, if you're considering where you place Eriksen, then he has to get a B, and then McTominay had to be a B+. That's just how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but you can't be giving B+ just like that. I think it's a solid.
Nah, McTominay deserves a B+. I don't like McTominay too. We believe McTominay is a bench warmer. We agree on that, Papi. But it's like Maguire. When a man playing well, you can't fault them.
Okay.
It's hard because he's one of the few men showing consistent performances for the last 5-6 games.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Percy's bringing up the point that Bruno is the one with the responsibility to try the more risk-averse passes. So that's why, we shouldn't dwell too much on the passing accuracy, to determine which, no. So Bruno is 77 and McTominay is a big, 84% accuracy. So in passing in that game versus Luton Town, right? But at the same time, Bruno's passing accuracy is being brought down by the fact that he made 4 out of 12 crosses, bro. That's
okay,
that's
but
low.
Bruno is the biggest creator on the field every single
Yeah,
game.
but that's true. Like
terrorist
football.
Wait.
4 out of 12.
Bro, listen to me. 4 out of 12 is a bad game. A man could have a bad game. They're FIFA, okay. These fellas ain't robots. Now, what we could say is that for the last couple of games, even if we didn't win, he had way better games. So if you want to be cynical about it and say, well, okay, he missed 4 passes. Just remember Bruno playing every single game.
Missed 4 passes. No. It's the other way around.
It's 4 out of 12.
Crosses.
Out of 12. Well,
So
right. I mean, but understand what I'm saying? He will always have the statistic
anytime Bruno got the ball 8 times
listen.
just for crosses. Mark. Just don't know. Talking about crosses, Bruno got the ball, had received the ball.
But that happened over 90 minutes, right? That happened over 90 minutes. It didn't happen back to back 8 passes in a row, right? So
no, not in a row.
The perspective is that we understand what Bruno put as the captain, as a player, where his performance should be.
We judge him.
We understand his performances should be way higher, and we expect more, and that's a fact.
Got it.
But at the same time, if now is not time for we to nitpick on the team. If you understand what I mean, it's like nitpicking making no sense. It's not really saving any purpose, because then you basically go and just call a man shit for making 8 passes out of 90 minutes. You know what I mean? Which is, to me, don't make sense.
Got you. All right. Let's move on. We adjusted the midfield grades. They are kind of okay. We'll come to a compromise. I'm also basing DJ Superfly's grade in this as well and averaging it out to a B-. Let's go on to Rashford. Can you give Rashford his grade first? Because I'm out here giving grades first, and I'm curious what grade you're gonna go with. Mark.
One sec. You see, I was thinking. I thought Rashford was doing a lot of good passing, looking for the striker. You know what I mean? He was doing more than just his normal. I go and run for shoot, run to goal. So I tempted to give Marcus a B plus, B, somewhere around the B's there, because I feel like the fact that he's playing off the right wing where we know he's not great. And he was trying to be a supply and showing a good performance, kind of like what he was doing before he made the mad mistake against Copenhagen. But at the same time, football is football. Shit happens. So I would give him a B.
Okay, then B is fair.
Performance.
I think the red card, in Copenhagen, you're right. It was really horrible. It's been a bad week, and I know Luan is in the house, so a B is a solid grade. He actually also, there was this moment that he fizzed the ball in, and then the deflection, and it was just not happening. But I think the leading up to Lindelof's goal as well, he was sort of involved in that. He hit a ball in that eventually ended up falling eventually for Lindelof.
Yeah,
so,
but dude, that was not his intention, though. He was trying to
that
score.
Was definitely not the intention.
But what I would say is that I think I gave him a B mostly because of the finish that he didn't have.
Got you.
I'm not giving him no chances on that. He's supposed to bury that. That's his goal. If he's not burying that, then he minus. You understand? And if he had buried that, I would give him an A+. But he didn't bury it, so he had to get a B. He should have buried that goal. It have no excuses there.
All right.
As a minus in his entire game.
let's go to Rasmus Højlund.
What we gonna say about Rasmus? But he had a tough situation in front of goal. He got a few chances. He could have a hat trick. You know how he missed our open goal. I
mean, there was that one that was like point blank range. That Rashford was actually instrumental in creating that because it deflected and from a defender, and then it hit Højlund on the thigh or something like that, and then the goalkeeper saved it. So Kaminski was just having a field day. so okay, Højlund, he's still like, I don't know. Because that was a deflection, I won't say he should have also scored. That was a very difficult moment for him to adjust. But at the same time, like he needs to be serviced more. He needs more chances. It's a little harsh to be on a striker, to really grade a striker when, look at like Nicholas Jackson, the striker, the chances that guy is getting, and Højlund needs to get them kind of tries, them kind of chances, and also good header, by the way, that was on target.
It's difficult to give Højlund a rating, boy, because I could rate him higher than Rashford because his performances, even though he needs service, I feel like if he would be scoring more goals because he always there. He shows up. His performance is mature every game I see him play. It's weird to say that because I wasn't trying to hype him. I was happy that we got him instead of buying a Kane or something because as I say, we're in a rebuild. So for me, it was exciting that we got a young striker that would develop. His development for me over the course of the games that he has played, wow, he needs to be getting service more because I feel like this dude, he gonna have a breakout season from January. I don't know if it's gonna happen right now, but I feel like the team start clicking more. I think he's gonna be doing really well. So I would give Højlund a B because he can't do much about the service he receive. I would not give him a B plus or anything higher than a B, probably a B minus because at the finish at least one of them chances he get. I can't say about the one on his thigh because that deflection was mean. That's a mean deflection.
I hear you.
Scoring.
I hear, guys, we have 9 people watching and 7 likes. So 2 people in here, disgrace and a cheat. Make sure you hit the like button. By the way, we're about to finish the grades and say Højlund. I think I'm gonna look at Box's. Bug up to you, Box, for putting in your grades. Box said Højlund gets a C.
Oh my God.
That's really harsh. That's really harsh. And you're just a harsh grader overall. Onana gets a B, even though Onana got a clean sheet. Box, come on now. Come on.
Make it make sense, blood.
So when is Onana going to get an A? I gave Onana an A minus because that's a clean sheet. Yes, he says we are not happy with the grade. Manj says we're not happy with Onana's grade. No, Manj and Box, what are you talking about? Clean sheet, fam. Am I being is this unreasonable standards, Mark? A clean sheet should be like A minus or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like goalkeeper had. I don't think he should deserve. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, A minus is fair. Like it's not full A.
It's not being too lenient.
But he did well to keep a clean sheet. They had some chances. I mean, yeah, I think it's fair. You know what I mean? I would not get Lindelof an A plus. I think he deserves an A for sure, but an A plus is plenty. I mean,
okay, I don't know, okay, yeah. With the A plus, I would give it away because he helped us out, bro.
But look at it like this, right? Pops.
Yeah.
In the basics is that it's hard to give these fellas a score a good rating because even though it was a decent performance, they could do better.
Of course, they could have done better, but we have to look at the result at the end and say, how did they do, bro? Like this is one of those moments where I feel like this is not being too generous. This is realizing that Luton Town, guys, this is the season where most of the teams in the top are gonna lose some points throughout the season to some teams in the bottom, and losing not necessarily losing 3 points, but losing 2 points, and Luton Town is no easy team. Believe it or not, Mark, you can. I want to hear your thought on this. Who out of the newly promoted 3 teams are gonna stay? I'll state my prediction first and say Luton Town is the most likely to stay. Burnley is gonna go down. Sheffield is gonna go down. You disagree with me or no?
No, I actually agree with you because I've been looking at Luton a lot.
We agree. Okay,
And
all right.
to be fair, like I think Luton might grind out some results. They might just scrape in because I think there are a few teams in the league that are going to drop real fast, real soon. You know what I mean? Spurs already dropping, and January's coming. Right? They're losing 2 more players in January to African Cup and Asian Cup of Nations. So more key players out for them. Madison, having this injury is no good because the games are going to come thick and fast in December. Who's to say he's going to stay fit? Van der Ven, when is he coming back? They don't know. Romero has 2 more games to miss. Udogi might return in the next game. You know what I mean? But,
I hear you.
At the same time, Manchester United is getting players back from injury. They're finding little form. Patterns of play are starting to appear more consistently. It's weird. It's like this. It's like we're having a resurgence at the season right now. And it's not. I could say it's like a pretty good time because we've dealt with a lot of tragedy, a lot of misfortune, a lot of toxicity around the club, and not only that, but with refereeing decisions all over in Champions League and in the Premier League, it's been tough on United, tough on the results. So the guys could always have done better, but it's good to get some good results coming in consistency right now.
I hear you, bro. So I guess I've been asked in the chat to revise my scores and look at boxes as the benchmark and average them with box. So here's the thing. I think okay, Haaland's grade is a B as well. Like for me, it's a B minus. Like
I'd give him a B minus. Yeah, I'd give him a B minus. I want to know. Interestingly enough, I would like to know why Bots is giving Eriktenhag a C. I'm just curious about that one. If he could send us a chat explaining that one.
That one needs explanation, please.
For me, in the last few games, I'd give Eriktenhag like a B plus, A minus in most of them because I feel like the results were more based off of the players losing concentration. Not really due to his poor tactics or bad substitutions. I think he got most of the tactics right and the substitutions. At the end of the day, I always say, like, we don't know what the manager sees. We might want another player to come on, but another player coming on might be the better choice. You know what I mean?
True that. Yo, big up to Jarvis, by the way. Jarvis is in the house. I'm mad I missed the Sunday roast, but here we are. Mark just told me about it like maybe an hour before it started, but we are here now. We're talking about Garnacho. What grade does Garnacho get? Big up to Vibes as well, saying Ten Hag should get a B. Should have been 4-0, but they fumbled easy goals. Ten Hag is not agreeing with you, Box. I'm sorry, Ten Hag C. This harsh grading, we have to know why Garnacho gets a C. For me, okay, Garnacho did not have a positive game that much, but you have to allow a young player like that to learn on the job like that. I'm not mad about the chances that he missed. I'm more like Alejandro Garnacho. You need to be more clinical next time. So I'm gonna go and give him. I kind of
agree with Box on that, though. I kind of agree with Box giving him a C, though, because at the same time, I'm just saying it's not a bad thing giving him a C. I think he can do better. He has shown he has done better, and he made mistakes in this game. Sure, it's okay that he makes mistakes. He's young. He's developing still, but I think it's okay that he gets a C because he could have done better. And
I hear you.
as a player that we have high aspirations for, I think we need to keep it a bit fair with
Guys,
him. And
we're trying to find an average. An average that the house agrees with. Luen went with an A for Rashford. That's why he got a B, and it's not a B minus. I saw your grade, Luen, and you covered your eyes too while you were at it. So shameless A. By the way, R10 says big up to the community, and also Vibes as well is Manja's asking Vibes thoughts on these grades. Vibes, and Vibes says, man, I prefer not to speak. Why Vibes? We want to hear why you prefer not to speak. Seeing a B for Haaland because he had a header on target. Come on, B minus. It's a B minus, Vibes. It's a B minus. It's a B minus.
I mean,
it's not a. You know what I
it's
mean?
only a B because it's only a B because he wasn't getting a bunch of service. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Like if he got consistent service throughout the entire game, he would have had at least a goal or two in that game, besides the chances that he missed. So it's hard to give a striker a C or a low rating when he's showing up in the places where he should be. He's energetic. He's holding up the ball well. He's giving good performances all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Should we keep regular on? I'm not too sure about that though. I think I'm pretty much rather that we just cut Alvaro Fernandez's loan short, bring him back, slot him right into the team until Luton is fit. That's just my opinion. You know, I think he's press resistant. He's shown some good games in La Liga.
So with Garnacho, Haaland makes an amazing chance, and Garnacho prefers not to score it. Do you remember the moment that I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was just watching it literally right before. Like I was watching the stream with Jarvis and them, but I was also watching the game. That's why I didn't join.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch the game.
It was such a amazing hold-up play by Rasmus Haaland, and Garnacho really needs to go apologize. All right, let's get to the main man, Eriktenhag, before Manches E for end the stream, Dave. All right, let's go to Eriktenhag. What great Vibe says, I was very happy when we signed Haaland, by the way, but was slightly disappointed. Yes, vibes. Let me show you why you shouldn't be disappointed. Really? Vibes?
I agree with him. I was disappointed yesterday in the misses that he made, but I mean, at the same time, I think he gave a good performance despite the misses, and he's a striker. He's allowed to miss some chances. You know what I mean? That's just how it is.
Oh, look at this moment right here. I'm gonna take a second to look for that picture where Rasmus Haaland, there is really that one-on-one chance that Garnacho got with the goalkeeper, and then he decides to take his time and go to the right and try and dribble. That was like really, really bad decision making by Alejandro Garnacho. But honestly, Haaland was not given a lot of chances, guys. We have to remember that. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. I'm going to share this little picture here. Matter of fact, let me just move to the screen, to the moment that I'm trying to actually show to you, Vibes. This right here. Boom. Okay. So Rasmus Haaland creates this moment for us. The moment he got the ball here, it's actually from this goalkeeper hitting a long ball that doesn't work out. And then Rasmus Haaland is able to fend off these two players. He's able to, right from this position right here, he's able to fend them off. And then look at Garnacho asking for the ball. He gets the ball right here and gets that one-on-one position because of Rasmus Haaland. And this is 40 minutes into the game, This is a moment where we should take the lead. We're in control. You can't tell me you're gonna like not be impressed by that. Oh, come on, vibes. Be real. Be real, vibes. Let's go back and see and finish up Erik ten Hag's grade real quick. All right. So Erik ten Hag, somebody earlier on said he did what he had to do as a coach.
I give him a A minus in my opinion because I feel like the players let him down. He did what he had to do as a coach. He's getting his tactics right. He's getting his selections right. The team is performing. You are seeing patterns of play. So as I could only rate Ten Hag as I see him in front of me as the performances appear, and I would give him an A minus because if the team had scored 4 goals, he'd be getting an A plus.
Okay. What about substitutions? Did they? So let's see. He put in Mason Mount for Christian Eriksen, and was that the only substitution that he made? I feel like that's the only substitution that he made. Let me just double check.
I think Mason Mount did really well in this game. Actually, I didn't like his performances in the past games, and I think this game was pretty good for him.
Yeah. When you look at it, he brought in Anthony Martial also for Rasmus Højlund, and then Antony for Garnacho, and then Rafael Varane came in for Reguilon. You know, so yeah, when you look at the Mason Mount impact sub, you can say that Mason Mount was actually very instrumental, or rather very impactful. Rather, that's the word. So Erik ten Hag's in-game management was okay. So I will give him a B plus, A minus, and R10 says a B. Box went with a C, as we saw earlier on. Anybody else want to average it out? Munch says not Africa. Munch.
Get out of here, man.
Box says, should we give Erik ten Hag an A plus for getting us only 7 points off top spot when our attackers have a combined 1 EPL goal after 12 games?
Jesus.
Yeah, to be one of the most informed teams right now after like 5 games. You're right, Box. You're right. Erik ten Hag, okay. It was gonna be a B plus, but I think it's an A minus. Man says a B. It's gonna be Erik ten Hag gets a B from Luan. Is very harsh on Erik right now. B. No, we're not even a B plus. I guess it's rounding off to a B plus now since there's so many B's.
Luan can't give Erik ten Hag a B if she was trying to give Rashford an A. We're not having that tonight, Luan.
Can we be a little bit more objective, Luan?
Yeah. Erik ten Hag deserves an A minus because everyone can't dispute that we are seeing good patterns of play. We are seeing
okay. Mark, on the patterns of play. What were the patterns of play?
What were the patterns of play? You see every time if you notice, every time Lindelof playing, right? There are 2-3 times in every game that he plays that he starts a play off from in defense. And he's always the second to the last man making a critical pass or play with the ball. We've seen it.
Okay.
I saw it.
Lindelof, we saw some great. Yeah. That one I cannot dispute. We saw some line breaking passes. Yes.
And then it have a next certain play that is always happened between Bruno and Højlund. It happened like 3 times in the first half and again in the second half. It also happened like look at the same play I was talking about that is highlighted earlier. Right before that, Bruno get a ball and the first thing he do is flick it to Højlund and Højlund was on the move. You understand? It has certain plays that.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Lindelof, like he was exceptional. He made how many passes into the final third? 26, brother. 26 passes, which is actually quite big for a center back to be making 26 passes into the final third. You know.
Yeah, to watch the progression of play and how it is open up for Lindelof and how the team is shift to allow Lindelof space to dribble the ball. You understand?
Yeah.
That has happened.
Yeah.
It has happened on the next side of the field when Dalo won the on the
So,
ball.
so that we want to
He was
attribute it
full.
to Ten Hag and say it's a
Yeah,
consequence of
that's
Ten Hag's tactical making as well. I cannot dispute that. I think that's a good point. Okay, all right. So that makes Eriktenhag B plus or A minus, and I think A minus it is. Compost was asking Rashford and A, no drugs on the premises. Compost. Luan is the furthest person away from dogs. Exactly. Thank you for even. I said that before even seeing your comment, Luan.
yeah,
She
very
is
shamelessly pro rapper. I don't know
shamelessly
what it
pro.
is.
You
Probably the
gotta
haircut.
acknowledge
It's
the
probably the
bias.
haircut. Probably his haircut.
So while we're wrapping up Man United Luton Town, we said Mason Mount is the only sub that deserves an honorable mention, really. I think, B, solid B, maybe deserves even maybe a little bit more.
Pass. He had the key pass in the final to that led to the goal. No, sir?
That is true. Yeah. Deserves more minutes does not mean he deserves to start, by the way. But I just feel like, he deserves
I feel
come
like
in
they should
and
put in deserve
a
more
lot.
substitute minutes or something, because I still you need another 2 performances or 3 like that in a row before I say he could deserve a start. That's me.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the. Let's see. The grades are actually not bad, except Eriksen. It's not looking good. Garnacho, it's not looking so good. But everybody else is like okay, and you just want to say we got the 3 points, and everybody has areas to improve. Compo says Maguire thought he was Gareth Bale on the left. Yes, I forgot about that. Maguire was. We have to give him his credit and say you have been turning the thing around. Manj is really mad about the B for Mason Mount. Come on, he came in and had the key pass, bro. He came in when did Mason Mount come in? More or less around at the beginning of the second half or at end of the first half.
Eriksen came off when Eriksen got injured and came off.
Yeah. Oh, that's 40th minute. Eriksen got injured around the 40th minute, so Mason Mount came in then. So he had about an hour. And it rounds off to a B minus, in my opinion.
Yeah, we could demote him down to a B minus. Like, it's fair that Lindelof is the man of the match, to be honest, because he scored the goal. He had a good performance overall. He was doing well. The team getting a chance to get some rest for 2 weeks. That is awesome. Very vital for us right now. And I think we'll have a strong performance coming out of this 2 weeks. It's just one of those things, a bookie run before Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yes. There, ladies and gentlemen, those are the grades. Mount did well, in my opinion, says Luan. It's a B. Mount says it's a C at least, but it is what it is. Yeah, that's the Man United versus Luton Town grades. My goodness, they took so long for us to get through, but the team is teaming. I hope we can build on this performance. Let's talk about Chelsea versus City real quick in a second. Antony gets an error rating box.
Did not finish.
Nah.
Did not finish.
Antony gets an error rating. Why the
Not available.
now? Superfly.
Super 5.
Come on. That's the guy who had the key assist, If I have to disagree with that. Let's Superfly. 81 passing accuracy. 81 after playing a whole hour. 100% successful dribbles. 50% accurate crosses.
You see, this is what I tell you about. You should have make sure to insert as a substitute. Get a little more minutes as a substitute because I agree with R10. We're not seeing what Mount is offering fully yet. You understand? You know, R10 might be a little more harsh than I am, but I admit I real critical of Mount as well. You know what I mean?
Well, Arten, I just read to you what he's offering. No, he's offering also some lungs.
One game.
He's offering 6 duels that he won. He lost 2 duels. He was fouled once. He committed 1 foul. He was dribbled past only once. He had 6 recoveries, 6 defensive actions.
The jury is still out.
The jury is out, but we're talking Luton Town versus Man United. This was not Mason
Mount. That's
Mount.
why it should have been better. He should have shown something. Could have scored you any number 7. We not forget that. Never forget that fella number when he ran on the pitches, the Mercurial 7 guy.
All right. The jury is not. The stats are not statting, says R10. All right. He's like a Jack Russell, good at winning the ball back, but don't do much with it.
Small compost. I'm telling you, bro. He know the thing. But talk about Chelsea and City now because.
All right. Yeah. We did a transition and then we got stuck on this. All right. So, yeah, guys, today was a big day. As for neutrals, we feasted to some football. There was some really, really, really good action-packed 4 goals from each side, right? Bro, I don't even know. Like, a lot of people went into this game saying Chelsea are gonna get mauled by City. Chelsea are gonna get killed. But we have to give respect to Chelsea and just say those guys actually showed up.
You know what? I think City underestimated Chelsea in the first half, and they paid the piper because I think it was. Listen. Let's hear more on it, right? Because City walk into that team knowing they're going to face a set of youngsters, you understand? And they tell themselves they'll batter them. You know what I mean? And Chelsea, hats off, they did show up to the table today. So when Man City had the little, they wasn't showing the best foot for that's what judging on the first half. Man City wasn't looking like Man City. They looked much more detrimental in the second half when they was trying to make sure and secure the win. But they didn't look like that in the first half. They look a little bit more lethargic, a little bit more carefree.
Before we even go deep into that, I'm still marveling at the spectacle that we saw because I don't know if Mark you watched the Chelsea versus Spurs game, but I thought that was the most thrilling game of the season. But this one was also like another thriller. It was drama because it was 25 minutes. Haaland scores, right? Penalty, right? Questionable penalty. Who the hell? Why is Kukurea marking Haaland? But okay, whatever. The second thing that happens, maybe 4 minutes later, Thiago Silva header. Thiago Silva puts it in, and we know Thiago Silva is not the tallest center back in the world, but somehow that guy has a way of judging the flight of the ball. And if you are watching that match, you see he runs from the penalty position, runs to that near post position. Nobody's marking him. He gets in front of Haaland, gets a header in, and it's in the net. 37 minutes into the game, Raheem Sterling. Bro, that one was nice because it was like Reece James who supplied that ball, and Reece James got it from Cole Palmer, who was having an excellent game as well, by the way. He deserves his flowers. I just wanted to say, he's cold Palmer, right? He passes the ball, fizzes it through to Reece James, who is overlapping. By the way, Mark, I had this conversation with Jarvis the other day. I was like, Jarvis, what are our attacking patterns of play? And then Jarvis, gave me a very nice speech about our overlapping attacks and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Jarvis is right, But then after watching Chelsea today, Mark, Nah. Overlapping cannot be our only thing, bro. Pochettino has his boys overlapping, and they got a goal. This Sterling goal on the 37th minute was because of Reece James overlapping, and it's not only that goal. There's many other goals that happened in this game where the attack is able to look for the extra man who's running, to create a numerical overload. But anyway, moving on. Right before halftime, Man City equalized through Akanji, who scores from a corner kick. There's a corner kick routine. They take it short. Bernardo Silva crosses it. Akanji is there near post. Boom, in the net. We go feasting. It's 2-2, all right? 47th minute. Haaland comes in. Haaland, bro, is scoring goals like nobody's business. He's scoring with his balls, too. Today, Mark, I was doing the watch along for that game, and Haaland scored he's running out of body parts to score with. He scored with his private parts, guys. You understand what I'm saying, Mark?
You got a CR7.
he slid and the ball goes in. So big shout out to you. Luan has blue-eyed eye. I wish StreamYard could show the emoji that you have. But Luan, it's peak settings right now that Haaland is running out of body parts to score with, and he is out there killing it, on double digits. I think he's the only one right now on double digits. But anyway, moving on to the action of the game, then Chelsea respond, right? How did this one go in? It was a long shot. It was a long range shot. I'm forgetting who shot it, but Nicholas Jackson was there to pounce on the ball that was parried, right? Like the goalkeeper did. Say that again.
A poacher's goal.
A poacher goal. Fox in the box. They say they have found that Didier Drogba. They're only saying that because Nicholas Jackson is black. But anyway, whatever.
I wouldn't say he's a fox in the box, but it was a good poacher's goal.
Antelope in the box then. Okay, so Nicholas Jackson gets his goal. And then you think this is like in 67th minute. The next thing, 86th minute, bro. Wow. There's an accelerator, there's a brake, and then there's a rotary. If you drive a manual, if you drive a stick shift, boom, comes in clutch. Not the first time he's done it. He's done it versus Sheffield. He's done it versus in the final, in the Champions League final, so forth. So this guy has just been the most clutch midfielder in the Premier League, in my opinion. Scott McTominay was in the conversation a little bit, but his goals have been chopped off by VAR, or his assist to Haaland was chopped off by VAR. So Rodri, for me, gets the flowers in terms of midfielders that are impressing me, in my opinion. And then you think, okay, the game is done. 86th minute, Chelsea are gonna, drop that mentality, but them guys stay in, bro. And it was a 95th minute penalty that changed it. Ruben Diaz decided. Ruben Diaz decided.
Why they get all that time at the end of that game? 5
Bro, listen. They got a penalty in that game because Ruben Diaz. Mark, they got a penalty in that game because Ruben Diaz felt like it. Ruben Diaz was tired of winning. He was like, so many wins. Let me slide. And, he tried to murder. Yeah, bro, that's exactly Bucks. And bro wasn't even trying to dribble.
Horrendous tackle. That was a horrendous tackle.
That was a horrendous tackle, bro. Thank you, Bucks, for reminding me that it was a Conor Gallagher shot that created that Nicholas Jackson opportunity. But yeah, that was the thing. That's why I just want to say, if you missed on today's game, let's just give a moment of silence for anybody that missed today's game, because this was one to watch. This was a Premier League game to watch. Luan, you missed Chelsea versus Spurs. I hope you did not miss this one. it was a big like drama filled thriller in my opinion. What's his name? Arten says Diaz slipped though. Nah, he had
No.
malintentions. There was no slip.
Malintentions, malicious. He was
Malicious.
moving like the captain of Copenhagen the other night against Haaland. Oh, okay, I'm not going to get the ball. Let me elbow him to his face. Boom. VR, no red card. He lucky he didn't get a red card. That's who should have gotten a red card. That was me. If I was a referee, red card one time off the field with you.
Bro. Yeah, it was such a thriller of a game, as we mentioned earlier on. 4 goals from each side, making it 8 goals, 2 penalties, stoppage time, Chelsea equalizer, VAR drama, 8 yellow cards, Sterling and Palmer, the rejects, Pep's rejects, getting a bit of a redemption story. I just want to talk about Raheem Sterling and say he grew into the game. You know, he almost, for me, Mark, I'm glad that you're here for this part of this conversation, because like he looked like that guy. There was individualism FC a little bit in the Chelsea attacking play. You know, there was some times where Sterling is over dribbling, especially in the first half, and Cole Palmer as well. But then, you know, somehow they didn't overdo that. You know, they didn't just rely on like trying to take people on. They did, as we mentioned, look for overlaps and found Reece James, and you know that Sterling like tap in that we talked about, and also I just want to mention also today Haaland. We've mentioned this in the quiz before. You know, it's been a regular. I've asked this question maybe 3 or 4 times in the quiz, but I guess I can never ask it again because now Haaland has finally scored against Chelsea in the Premier League. Prior to today, he had never done that. You know, Never. And now there's fewer teams. I think Brentford is one more team that's left that he hasn't scored against. But yeah, it was a big feast. It was a big feast. Going back to the Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, I just want to show you something real quick. You might enjoy this. Luan, I know you were surprised I mentioned Erling Haaland scoring with Where the Sun Don't Shine. That's him. That's evidence of Haaland taking a tap in. He's taking his tap in right there, and that ball went in the net, right? But anyway, I wasn't trying to show you that. I was trying to show you something else, which is this moment when Cole Palmer decided to go listen to hear what the guys were talking about. Where is that video? Is it gone? I guess maybe because of copyright issues. Yeah, Palmer. Basically, the main point is Cole Palmer tried to listen it into the tactical talk of some of the Man City players. There was like Jack Grealish there. There was Erling Haaland and Bernardo Silva and somebody else. And Cole Palmer just walked in like, these guys maybe they'll think I'm one of them. And Erling Haaland pushed Cole Palmer, Mark. He pushed him. He was like, "Get out of here, Cole." You know, it was such a very, very funny moment to witness. And for me, I liked how mentally Cole Palmer was not overwhelmed by Manchester City. He was just like, these are the guys I used to train with. This is the club that I spent some time you know, as a child at, you know, and I'm not going to let this intimidate me. So Cole Palmer, for me, you deserve your accolades. Big up to you, brother.
Yeah, but wasn't Cole Palmer originally at Chelsea first? He was at Chelsea Academy, and then he went to Man City.
And then it didn't work out at Man City. Then that's how he went back to Chelsea.
I think so. I think so. I think he was a Chelsea academy player.
Academy boy. I'm gonna verify that before you start spreading. Yeah, well, according to my records on Transfer Market, it says Man City youth. And then Man City under 18, then Man City under 23.
And then
then
I was
Man
wrong by
City.
that. But start
Yeah,
some
maybe he might have
that was
done trials at Chelsea. Maybe these things sometimes it could be one of those moments where he's done some trials at Chelsea and then didn't make it or something. You never know. Luen is rewatching the game right now and saw a hockey hit on my. Big up to you, Luen, for rewatching the game. Usually before we do the little player grades and stuff, I try to rewatch the game, but this one, I'll be honest, I was like, I'm fast forwarding, and then I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go to the highlights because it was a snooze fest, if you get what I'm saying. Normally I'll be like, I watched it, but this one I have to tell you the truth.
I see boxes correcting me that Palmer was always a youth product from them. Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
There we go. Thank you for fact checking that as well, Box. Yeah. My records were not indicating anything that or corroborating what you were saying, Mark. So anyway, so that is the Man City Chelsea drama. Moving forward, I'm wondering now how Chelsea's gonna do when they go to the Etihad. Do you think they'd win based on today's performance?
Who's that, Chelsea?
No, yeah, Chelsea versus Man City, Mark. Do you think they would win?
The next game, they will win again? Nah.
Reverse fixture.
I don't think so. I don't think
bro,
Pep twice.
Pochettino went toe-to-toe with Pep, bro. Don't you understand? How many people have tried that and failed?
I feel like in the first half, Man City wasn't taking the game as seriously as they should have. Like when they come to play Man United, a clinical Man City, a more controlled Man City. You know what I mean? It didn't look like that in the first half. The second half, when they came out, you could tell there was, all right, play time's over. You know what I mean? So that's just my honest opinion.
I hear you. This is one of those moments where I was like, for me, a lot of, I was jealous. As a Manchester United fan, I have to tell you this point, okay? So I was jealous to see a coach who has not been there for a long time be able to not be scared of Man City, brother. And show up. You know what I mean? And show up and say, we're going toe-to-toe. As a Man United fan, you have to look a little bit at eriktenhag and say, with a side eye, like say, how is Pochettino? No. Chelsea are also in an injury crisis before you even go to whatever you want to say.
What injury crisis? They have $1 billion in players, bro. They just spent in the last 18 months $1 billion. $1 billion. Listen, the midfield alone is 300 million. The midfield, 300 million.
Money aside, we're just talking about coaching.
Nope.
I'm curious, Man United fans in the chat. Were you not?
His wish list was granted. Like he went on Wish.com and he was like, you, I want you, and you too. You know what I mean? And that was that. True. He got everything. Now, if Ten Hag had that wish list with that backing and was like, Frankie, this one, that one, yeah, you come here too. You come too. Let me ask you a question. You could imagine Frankie De Jong in our midfield right now, the difference our team would be. And let me say a Kim Min-jae. And let me say a Todibo. So now we had them players injured and we had the two of them playing centre back.
Yeah.
Bruh, listen to me.
Mark, I don't buy that one. You know which point I thought you were going to go with? I thought you were going to say Pochettino has had Pep's number before. He's a coach that knows how to play Pep. That one I would actually concede and be like, maybe, just maybe. But you know what? I just want to highlight Composmer's comment saying, he says he's got over $1 billion worth of new talent at his disposal. Come on, but Composmer, you think I'm reaching? Do you think?
You reaching?
Guys, Mark, hold on. We need some balance. We need a Chelsea fan in this building. We need a Chelsea fan. Is this Poch FC? Big up, bro.
Was good.
You got a point, versus City.
All right. So how's it going?
Good. Did you hear what we were just talking about, or do you need me to give you some more context?
I heard a little bit of it, but I would love some more context.
So for me and Mark are arguing, and Compost Smurf as well as R10 doesn't think that yet. But here's the thing. So as a Man United fan, I'm jealous that a coach that has not been here a long time can go toe-to-toe with City and be able to score 4 goals when my manager goes more of a conservative approach, more of a every time, bro, Man United is playing against City. For me, from my standpoint, I'll say it as from my point of view, as I see us feeling like the underdog, feeling like, we don't want to control position. We want to give the ball to the opposite. Chelsea were just fearless. Chelsea were just like, bro, if it's time to play possession, well, we're going to keep the ball for a little bit.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Well, let me give my bet to the Posh fan before you jump in, right? Just remember, you're comparing Chelsea playing City to the Manchester derby. That's 1. Form just go out the window. 2, let me be realistic. Somebody refereeing calls that Chelsea will benefit from, United will never benefit from.
What
Especially
refereeing calls
City.
are we talking about? Are we talking about the same game?
Stop. I'm not talking about today's game alone, because they just there wasn't supposed to get 5 minutes. 5 minutes extra time, let alone 3 minutes extra time in the last 45. It had no breaks in the game, no injuries. So for you to get 8 minutes, from where did that 8 minutes come from? So you got penalty, cool, that's good, you score. That's great. So we're not discussing that. But in general, the kind of penalty and referee and VAR calls that United is get called against United rather than for United, when for all other teams is be for that other team, right? Is kind of atrocious, bro. It's like we have a record right now. In every single game we have played, we have had goals disallowed and penalties given in the last 5 games.
Sure. But goals disallowed and subjective penalties and so forth has nothing to do with going toe-to-toe with Man City.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about the game.
Manchester United is a different game to Man City playing Chelsea, bro. You can't compare a derby with a regular league game, bro. That's a regular league game you're talking about.
Brother. Let's go to the comments in the chat, and then Poch FC is going to chime in after this, okay? Hold on. So Box says Poch knocked out Pep in the Champions League at the Etihad. That's a very good reminder that Poch maybe might know how to tactically outsmart Pep. Francisco, who's a Manchester City fan, let me finish, says Poch may have our number, but we got something he never... Okay. Francisco trolling. Superfly says Pep only manages ready-made teams with money sent to him to Bournemouth or something. See how good he really is. Okay, word. See him manage Bournemouth or a lower team, then we can judge Pep. Okay. Francium, big up to you, Francium, saying Chelsea even had the second most average possession in the league. Poch cooking in the background. Eriktenhag is too cautious. Thank you, Francium.
Poch don't have the pressure. Poch doesn't have the pressure Eriktenhag has. Doesn't have the media. Listen to me. Where is Chelsea on the table? Below Manchester United, right? Below
How many points,
Manchester United.
How many points?
No matter, they're still below, right? Okay. And here the reality of it, they're below Manchester United. So which means they're not performing as well as Manchester United in the grand scheme of things. Plus, Man United playing more games. They only have 1 game a week, bro.
Okay, yeah.
Week. They have no other excuse.
So Mark, is that your reasoning of why Pochettino can go toe-to-toe with Man City because they only have 1 game a week? Is that what you're saying?
No,
because that's the point that we're trying to discuss right now.
They don't have the pressure. It's just like Big Ange. He could play 9 men and play a high line. If Eriktenhag did that, the media would crucify him. The media should be crucifying Pochettino. He have $1 billion squad with a $300 midfield, and he's below Manchester United, who is not performing as well as they should be. We have been shit. They have been playing at their best, trying to win games.
Right.
And you are doing if he is a better coach than Eriktenhag. We're not playing as well and winning games still. Whether we winning 1-0 or not, 3 points is on the board. So
Your points have been made, brother. Let's pass the ball to Poch FC. Let's see. It's your turn, bro.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to what's happening at Man U because I don't watch Man U regularly, and I don't know what's happening in the club. What I can say about Chelsea is that, like, people. Here's the thing that rival fans do, right? We're all like, we all do it because we all want every team that's a rival to fail, and because of that, a lot of the time it's very, very easy for us to be blind to what's actually happening before our very eyes. I'm a Chelsea fan, but for a minute, I'm going to speak as like a neutral for a second.
Yeah.
So, you can still consider my bias and whatever. This 1 billion thing that everybody throws around all the time, that's a cop-out. It's a big cop-out.
Why?
It's a cop-out for a lot of reasons. One, that 1 billion has not been spent on just the first team. That 1 billion has been spent on the entire club. We bought players for the academy. We bought players for the we bought players that we've loaned out to so many different places. It's not like we put 1 billion in our starting 11. You know what I mean?
300 million midfielder.
A lot of the players we bought, like David Datro Fofana, was just the other day scoring against Napoli in the Champions League. He's a player a striker we've sent on loan. Like, we've got players all over the place, man. Like Angelo Gabriel is killing it for Strasbourg in Ligue 1.
Yeah.
Even in the Premier League, we've sent, so that's besides the point. In terms of the actual money that has been spent. Also, a big chunk of that money was spent on Thomas Tuchel. When Tuchel wanted to
bring him out. Yeah.
Right? They first, when the new owners came in, they thought they were going to go with Tuchel. So they bought players for Tuchel. The first summer, like we bought Aubameyang, Koulibaly, Sterling. They bought already made players for Tuchel to win. And then immediately realized that was bad. And they changed course very quickly, sacked Tuchel, got rid of all the players they bought for Tuchel, and bought in a new group of players, this time with a different scouting system. Very young players, all under 20, like everybody was under 25. That's the age profile we're getting. So, like, I know people throw that 1 billion thing around, Chelsea spent 1 billion, Chelsea. If you keep doing that, Chelsea is going to climb to the top and nobody will notice it. It will come like a surprise to everybody. People need to start paying attention. That's number one. Number two, we've played Liverpool now. We've played Arsenal. We've played Tottenham. We've played Manchester City. In none of those games have we been outplayed.
That is...
Bro,
don't laugh
about our Tottenham game, bro. You really want to talk about our Tottenham game? You supposed to score
let me finish.
goals against Tottenham, bro.
Bro, I didn't. I'm sorry. Let me finish.
Mark, let him land, and then you'll get the ball.
We should have beat Liverpool the first game of the season, if you remember. We should have beat Liverpool.
What was the score? How did it end?
It ended 1-1. That second half, Liverpool barely get a touch on the ball in the second half. Right? We played Arsenal. Completely gave us. Arsenal had nothing in the game until Robert Sanchez just passed the ball to Declan Rice. We made a mistake and shot ourselves in the foot.
That one, it was 2-0.
It was 2-0. We should have beat Arsenal.
I was going to watch along for that. I remember that one. The Liverpool one. Yeah. Right? That one I remember.
And in each of those games, people completely wrote Chelsea off. In every single one of those games, people wrote Chelsea off. The same thing. They wrote Chelsea off against Tottenham. Again, we went to Tottenham. Everybody's going to say, oh, we beat a 9-man Tottenham. If you watch the game carefully, you will know that even before Tottenham got the first red card, we had put the ball in their net twice.
And then they were disallowed.
Yes.
Yeah, yes. But when Tottenham had 10 men, there was more.
I'm making a point.
Because of the scoring, bro.
Stop tackling.
I'm making a point, right?
Let him dribble first.
All I'm saying is that we went into the Tottenham game and people had also written us off in the Tottenham game, right? And Tottenham started very strong. The way Tottenham play, they play like when you're playing FIFA and you put the defensive tactic on constant pressure,
Mm-hmm.
you know that by the 75th, 80th minutes, the players are going to get gassed. All we needed to do was keep doing it. If you remember carefully, I watched the game with you and you said, why do they keep playing that ball over to Sterling and he keeps going offside? And I said, no, that's the tactic. We need to keep doing it. And at one point, it's going to go through.
And because it had happened 4 times in the first half and it didn't really quite work out. And then, but later on it did.
And all I was hoping was that our players would not give up and that they would keep doing it, because at some point it was bound to happen. And then towards the end of the game, it happened. And everybody was like, oh, Chelsea struggled. The number of times we broke that Tottenham line and the number of times their goalkeeper saved them, nobody talks about that. Right?
Yeah, Vicario had a masterclass.
Yeah. So when you play a game and if any team plays a game,
you guys should have won 9 by 7 or 9. Or, you should have gotten lots of goals for sure.
Yeah. Right? And the number of chances Nicolas Jackson missed, right? Then each of those
Michael
games,
Jackson, by the way, but okay, keep going.
Right. But and in each of those games, people always came up with excuses. In Liverpool, against the Liverpool game, they were like, oh, Liverpool's like it was a new midfield, it's a new team, they hadn't figured it out. Right? They didn't want to give Chelsea credit. And then against Arsenal, they were like, oh, Arsenal, they didn't really play well, they didn't play their game. Saka and co were not to their best, and that's why Chelsea won. Okay. And then Tottenham, they're like, oh, it was against 9 men, right? In each of those games, there's been one constant factor. All the best teams in the league, every single time they've played Chelsea, they have not won.
I hear you. Can I get the ball back?
All I'm saying
Before I pass it to Mark, can I get the ball back?
Let me conclude my point. All I am saying is Chelsea has been playing well. Chelsea has been dominating possession in every game we play. Chelsea has been creating chances, numerous chances in every game we play. Chelsea has been defending well. Yes, we've been conceding goals, but actually, if you look at our defensive metrics, they are very good. Manchester City is the first team to actually open us up. Most of the games we played, the goals we've conceded are either mistakes that our defenders have made, or some like against Nottingham Forest, we went out and then a counter attack from a corner kick, right? Goalkeeper is not even in the goalpost, whatever. Chelsea's been playing well, and every fan that wants to overlook Chelsea will be doing that. Me, I'm happy for people to keep underrating Chelsea. I'm very happy because that means that nobody is watching us. Keep doing that for us, please. And we wait until Nkunku returns from his injury. After the break, the international break, Nkunku is back. Lavia is back.
All right, let's keep it short, Papi. Real short. 2 sentences.
Let me get the ball. First of all, the chat says you would make a really good political a spokesperson.
Nothing I've said here is not a fact. Everything I've said.
What I'm gonna say is I have to give you your flowers on this. You are the only team to stop Tottenham, prior to Wolves, right? Because Tottenham were on a steamrolling everyone, and matter of fact, they started that game with a Brennan Johnson goal on the 3rd minute. So everybody else didn't know how to stop. We played Tottenham. We couldn't stop Tottenham. No. The last thing is just 2 flowers, and then I'll pass it to you, Mark. The second thing was now I forgot. The second thing was being able to sort of go toe to toe with City. That's commendable, and that for me that shows that you are actually. The thing that I'm noticing with the pattern of what you've been saying is how to beat the big teams, and you don't know how to beat the small teams.
And even against even against the small teams, we create chances.
But the low blocks, you create chances, but you can't really unlock them.
Yes.
But so with Ten Hag is the inverse, and that's how we got into this vortex, by the way. And who told Kukurea to mark Haaland?
Bro, I don't think anybody told Kukurea to mark Haaland. I think Haaland realized that Kukurea was a weak spot on the back there and just chose. Because if you saw, Haaland was not occupying the center a lot of the time.
Okay.
Like he would,
Okay.
he went to the far post because he realized like he could beat Kukureya.
Okay, let Mark have the ball. Let's hear what you gotta say, Mark.
Bro, you know, my honest opinion on your assessment, you're not all wrong, you know. You're 50% right, but you're 50% on the little bit exaggeration, because you talk about you open up teams and this and you dominate possession. When they dominate possession in a position and against if you want to refer to Tottenham, the only time they dominated possession was when they was down to 9 men. Before that, they was dominating possession.
No, that's
with
not
10
true.
men.
That's not true.
Stop.
Bro, no. I'm not arguing with you about this. You can go back and watch the game. That's not true.
If you go back and watch the game, you would see until they was down to 9 men, Tottenham had more chances on goal than you did. I just going on the stats that you just talk about. Pause.
Yeah,
if you want to say Tottenham was dominating football games, they could. Romero had a red card coming. He was supposed to get a red card since he played Manchester United for the handball in the box, right? He would have been missing. Yeah. Manchester would probably win that game. But you know, football is a funny thing, bro. So your team having a good run at it, you're doing well, all well and kudos. But it's not because of your mistakes alone. You know, you can't give your team flowers and not give other team flowers. The teams that beat you, they beat you, right? Like we accept that we were beaten by teams.
I'm not saying they didn't beat us.
You are, because you are saying that your these players make mistakes. It's not because of the other team.
But that's a fact.
They didn't cut you open. The fact is that they cut you open and scored goals.
I can tell you all the mistakes our players
to make mistakes.
I can tell you
players to make mistakes because of the incisive plays, and you lost. Simple as that. That's just how it looked. That's just how it was. It's the same thing with me and Chelsea. Me and Tottenham, other teams that beat Man United. They were clinical. We was not. We lost. Right? I could say we made mistakes. I could say VAR save Arsenal when we played them with the Garnacho goal. I could say we could have had a penalty shout when Gabriel Rugby tackled Haaland. But at the same time, the result is the result. So I'm not going. We could sit here and say, well, all players make mistakes, but at the end of the day, the team did well to score against you. They make your players make mistakes.
I hear you.
You have to know, bro. It's just reality. It's just reality. Football is reality, bro. If your player make a mistake, it's because the player come attacking against him caused him to make that mistake. It's not because he make that mistake just because he wanted to. You understand what I'm saying? There's cause and effect in football. So if a team beat you, they did well to beat you. End of it, right? When you come up to you did very well tonight against Man City. It's true. No one expected you to do anything against City. I didn't. I thought City would demolish you. But at the same time, you scored 4. City scored 4. You all walk away with a point. I'm happy for you because Man City dropped points. That's good for me. You know what I mean? You are still, so look forward to the other game and see a more consistent performance going forward. I wouldn't talk up my team too much. At the same time, I do have a $300 million midfield. So you could say anything about, but none of those players were bought under Tuchel. You understand? Tuchel was 2 years ago. I don't know if you know, but Graham Potter had a summer. You know what I mean? Graham Potter get players, and then he had a January, and then after then it come Potter and get his summer. So all the players you have basically brand new. And there's a team. So basically, you had the money spent. Whether it is done or this one or that one, is in 18 months, you spend and you have the most expensive midfield in the league. And you have the best midfield in the league, people would say, because they are the 2 best young players in the Premier League, and Enzo, and then Caicedo, and then you have Lavia. You have this one and that one. Cool. Now your team needs to show consistent performances going forward. You understand? But you don't hear the media every day on back and Chelsea back about performances.
I can send you many clips. I can send you many clips of the media talking about Chelsea. That's not the issue.
The media talking about Man United and the media talking about Chelsea is chalk and cheese, bro. Right? The media will talk every single day in every single article about Manchester United.
Talk squad and etc. Okay,
the mainstream media Chelsea like that.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a very honest question?
Mm-hmm.
Without any excuses, have you been happy with the performances your team is actually putting up?
Not
As
really, but
actually
that's
as a fan.
different. That's not really, but at the same time, I still in a higher position in the league than you are, and I playing in four
That's okay.
competitions. So
That's
I have a
absolutely
reason.
okay.
I
You
have
can be
more
happy with
reasons
that.
than you.
You
I
can
have
be
more reasons
absolutely
than you
happy
to
with
be
that.
like
Stay
disappointed.
higher than us. That's okay. I'm just asking about your performance. Are you happy with the way
Okay,
your
but
team is
I in
playing?
a rebuild just like you, but I didn't spend $1 billion in the last 18 months. I only spent like 400 and something.
But you
so
haven't changed
I
your
still have
entire
ways
team
to
and bought
go.
a brand new 11.
Not yet.
right?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
No.
so your team has been together for
So
some time.
therefore,
They should
you
have
supposed to
chemistry.
be you
They
supposed
have
to
more
be further
experience. You
ahead
have
in
more
your rebuild,
experience.
right?
You have more
You supposed to
experienced
be
players.
further ahead. No. Stop.
You have
One
more
person at a
established
time.
players.
Listen,
One
stop.
person at a time.
Stop.
1 minute.
Stop.
1 minute each.
You see, when Chelsea fans want to
Go
talk
ahead.
about experience, this
Mhm.
is the problem I have with Chelsea fans being disingenuous. Because when you always
But that's
buying
where
all
you've
these
been this whole time.
Let's not wait. Stop. Let's not wait. Let me finish. You bought these players. All your fans were happy to get $100 million Caicedo, $100
Yeah.
million Enzo.
And I'll
This
tell you,
one
I've
and
been
Tuku.
happy with the
This one,
performances of my
Calva.
team.
Let us pause.
I've been happy
So
with
don't
the
come and talk
performances
about
of my team.
experience, bro. Don't talk about experience.
No, I'm
Because
saying
when you
I
all was
have been
buying
happy
these
with the
players, you all was
performances of
happy
my
gung
team.
ho
Have
that you all
you?
was getting them. You all had to
Have you?
know in advance you all will not go and have experience. So don't talk about it now.
No.
That is
I have been
hindsight.
happy with the performances of my team. Are you happy with the
That's good.
performance of your team? It's a very simple question. I'm happy
No,
with the
but
performances of my team. Even in the games we've lost,
Happy,
I've been happy.
I will be
with the
bro. At the end of the
performance.
day, I don't need to be as happy right now because I in a rebuild, and my rebuild stage is still not where it should be. If we had backed the manager where he should have been backed, our rebuild would have been much better, and I would have been happy with my performances.
Okay.
Just saying.
So the performances are not the way you want them, but you know that it's because the manager has not been backed. That's why.
Exactly.
Okay.
100%.
That's the okay. So now can I chime in?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean that's you're entitled, as a fan, you're entitled to feel the way you do about your team. But I think if you're being absolutely honest, Manchester United has the pieces to play better than they are doing right now.
That's
and if you're
okay.
an honest fan, you should look at your coach.
I would not, because Marcus Rashford is average.
Questions. You have Sergio
average
Reguilon
players
as a
in
left
my
back.
team. So
let me go through this for a second. You have Sergio Reguilon as your left back.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Who is a better, I would say, in my opinion, a better left back than Marc Cucurella. Right? Your right back is Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Okay.
Your right back is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Very good right back. I don't think you're thinking of changing Wan-Bissaka, right? In your midfield, you have Casemiro. Even if you brought somebody in right now,
he injured. So let me talk about the players.
That's fine.
Of
course,
injured.
Yes, but let me make the point. Casemiro has not been injured all season. He's played games for you this season. Right?
He was injured most of it. He played 7 games this season.
So in your midfield, you already have Casemiro. You have Scott McTominay. I don't think Scott McTominay has been playing in the Premier League longer than Conor Gallagher.
He's rubbish. Move on.
True.
Scott McTominay has been playing in the Premier League longer than Conor Gallagher.
He's rubbish. Move on.
Right?
He's rubbish. Move on.
That's what you think. I don't think he's rubbish.
Well, right.
I think he's a decent player.
Would you buy him for Chelsea? Would you pay $40 million or $60 million for Scott McTominay for Chelsea? Will he start in your midfield?
No, he wouldn't start in my midfield.
All right, well then move on. He's rubbish. Move on.
But that's wrong though, to assume that because I don't want a player that makes him rubbish.
Bro, listen.
That doesn't make any sense.
Anybody in the chat could agree.
I don't want
Joao
Felix in my team, but that doesn't mean he's
rubbish. Move on.
Champion, you know what I mean?
Player, please keep it short. Move on to another player.
I don't want Joao Felix, but that doesn't mean he's rubbish.
Okay, well that's different. Joao Felix is 100 times better than
you know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, when you're trying to build a squad that's going to play 38 games, you need more than just you need to be thinking about like how the whole squad works.
How the whole piece, and Scott is just a part of the piece. He's not, he doesn't necessarily.
No, he's not a part of the piece. But move on to the next player. there are other players
have,
on the team. Continue along. You could talk about other players.
You spent 60. You spent what 60 million or so on Mason Mount. You've got Sofiane Amrabat in your midfield also, right? Those Mason Mount is a Champions League winner.
He's rubbish.
All right,
move on.
But you're saying you're doing a rebuild though.
But he's rubbish anyway, regardless if you're in a rebuild or not.
You said rubbish. So whose idea was it to buy Mount? Was it the coach or was it
the
Glazers?
Glazers, not the coach. It was the Glazers.
The coach didn't want Mount.
No, he didn't. Who would want Mount? He's rubbish.
No, Mark, we don't have the evidence that eriktenhag didn't want Mount.
Okay,
like
I watch.
You don't have a sporting director, so who's going to make that footballing decision?
No coach could dictate the number 7. The club dictates the number 7. He would never get that number 7 if he was a Ten-Hag signing.
Even if Mount was wearing number 28,
he's rubbish.
He plays
Move
for Man
on.
U.
Move on. He's not ready to wear the shirt. Move on. Some players,
but Mark, the point is, like, Mount was the first signing,
right? But the Man United shirt is heavy, right? And Mount is not ready to wear the red and black.
Okay, so what I'm noticing,
number 7.
So what I'm noticing is that, it's okay. It's okay. Because whatever the case, there is no way you are going to accept that the coach has done anything wrong.
I accept the coach that are not wrong, but not.
I can tell you all the things
Poch
did wrong at the beginning of his reign. Playing Enzo at number 10 was not good. He did all that. He did these experiments where he would play Conor Gallagher as a 6, played Enzo as a 10, started playing Levi Colwill at left back. But eventually he realized, I shouldn't be doing these things, and he just put everybody where they're supposed to be, and quickly things clicked.
All right, so what makes you think that eriktenhag has not been doing the same in the last few weeks? As you can see, the results have been victories. We might have lost to Copenhagen, but that was a fluke game, in my opinion, with a red card to Rashford for shielding a ball, a penalty for no reason. Now, offside first goal, to be fair. The first goal they scored offside, the player standing up in front of Onana, clearly, and leaning towards the direction of the ball. So it's like,
So I think part of why we're having this whole conversation to begin with us, it seems as if Chelsea drawing 4-4 with Man City is a surprise to a lot of people. People thought City were coming to batter us, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how people thought when we were about to play Spurs. That's how people thought when we were about to play Arsenal. That's how people thought when we were going to play Liverpool. Any of those games, people thought, right? Yes, obviously.
Except the Spurs game. I didn't actually think Spurs would batter you. To be honest, I thought you would have won the Spurs game. That's just me, because Spurs is Spurs.
That's fine.
But if you're competing against Arsenal and Liverpool and New City, I think you're getting battered, bro.
All I'm trying to say, as someone who is keenly observing the development of Chelsea, is those who don't know, those who are looking from the outside and don't know what's going on, can just say whatever they want. The results don't tell the full story.
Nice. That's good.
The results don't tell the full story. That's why I'm asking you about Man U's performance. Because if you are going to say right now that you are above Chelsea and that's it, that's dangerous.
Okay, well, I'll say this, right? You could clip this part here, right? As shit as Man United has been, and as much as I have not been too happy with the results, Man United is only going to get better as the season progresses. And if I were you as a Chelsea fan, I would not be talking too much to Man United fans right now. Because
I'm not talking to you. I'm just asking
I'm not answering the question.
For me, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying that as a Man United fan, well, I didn't get to finish now. So I'll let you finish. I'll listen to you. So let me just finish my point, right? I just saying as a Man United fan, we getting back players from injury. We have 2 weeks to allow players that we currently have to rest. We come off a string of performances. That wasn't too bad, And I think in the next few weeks, you'll see our Man United performance that fans will start appreciating, because they will keep getting better and better. And by the time before you know it, I will be a lot more points ahead of you. And
that's fine. You are many points ahead of me now.
I don't have to be too happy with my performances this season, because my manager is still trying to find his best 11 and still trying to make sure that the team is performing is getting to that performance that
he's been there for 18 months. If he still doesn't know his starting 11,
listen,
that's a problem.
He has had one season
and
11 games, and that's how it is, right? 18 months.
He's
not the
been there for
calendar,
18 months.
Bro. You don't play football for 18 months straight, right? So let me just remember that it had a World Cup in between. It had 2 summer breaks, which one of them was like 3 weeks, right? So let me just remember that football is a 9-month season. The second season that he's coaching the club has just begun. It's not even December yet. So your coach, right, might not have had as long as a time as my coach. So I'm not too criticizing Poch.
But you think that their work should be comparable.
Listen, but Poch is an experienced Premier League coach, 1. 2, he's the only manager in the Premier League that has spent over 600 million in his first summer, right, for a club. So let me start with that. He has completed his wish list. He has no excuses at the end of the season. After the season is finished, he has no excuses for you not winning games consistently in the following season. That's how I look at rebuilds, because you're in a rebuild with Poch. So this season he's fine.
Next season, our expectations are high.
So it's easier for him because he bought a fresh team. You understand? So he has it a lot easier than my manager. He bought a fresh
our expectations are definitely high next season for sure. As Chelsea
your
fans,
expectations,
we have high expectations.
Most Chelsea fans think they're finishing top 4 this season, bro. I don't know about but every Chelsea fan I talk to think they're finishing top 4.
No,
right?
We're not
So
gonna be top
for me
4,
as a United fan, I saw what he said before. I assume
at least you say at least Poch FC, at least you're saying you're not gonna finish top 4. Like somebody earlier on, by the way, in the chat said that a debate between you and Chelsea then would be an interesting watch. Poch FC, to see. Box is the one who said it. Who said Poch FC and Chelsea then in some sort of debate would be fun. So. That Poch FC would have to yield all his time to Chelsea Dan, because Chelsea Dan
is our warlord.
Chelsea Dan doesn't stop.
He said earlier on today that you guys are gonna finish top 4, so he's on another level. But guys, interesting back and forth about Chelsea and Man United and the state that we're in right now. I just want to just
actually
quickly,
if you want us to make top 4,
no,
you know what? I take it back.
What?
I take
what were you gonna say?
I was going to say give us Haaland, but I take it back.
I don't think Chelsea that bad off, guy. I just think that it will take Poch a season for him to get his team right, and then he will get you all into a good set of performances consistently. That's just me, because he was able to buy all the players he wanted for his team, so he just had to find the best balance in that team. Maybe add a good striker, because
I
when
think
they get back in Kunku, bro, and Kunku is not really a lead striker. He wasn't that at Leipzig, so they might need someone who's the actual.
Let's let him kick a ball in the Premier League, and then we can judge him.
No, but Kunku is a good player, bro. Not underrated on Kunku, but he's just never been that lead striker for any team. When he played at Leipzig always had a lead striker in the squad. He was always the backup striker,
played around another striker.
You understand? That was always his but he used to play
I'm not even kidding. Like, it's going to be hard to figure out where Nkunku fits in this team.
No, it's simple. You had to drop Jackson and start Nkunku. End of it. Simple.
I'm sorry, but Jackson has scored 6 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, but if you want to win, you play the best players, and Kyle Palmer playing with Nkunku will score you more goals than Jackson. I
understand that, but Nkunku hasn't given an assist in the Premier League yet, and Jackson has 6
that's
goals.
true. That is nothing, but who's the better player? Reality is reality, bro. It's come like you will stand up and look at 2 players, and you'll say, well, look, who you go and choose?
You know who I would have,
Marcus Rashford. I choosing Kylian Mbappe, bro. I've been honest any day of the week. I don't even have to ask that for you, because Rashford not even getting in. Like in my honest opinion, we were supposed to
wasn't PSG trying to buy Rashford?
90 million. Yeah, we were supposed to snatch their hand off in 21-22, but United fans too soft-hearted. They love academy proven. You know what I mean? If it was me, I'd take that 90 million and I'd bag up some players and I would be good to go because this young fella play with some of the top strikers in the world and never bag more than 10 assists in one Premier League season to this day. To this day, you know, my bro. And people want to talk about our top left winger. He elite. You're only elite as a winger when you're averaging 10 to 15 assists a season. And that's just to start. When you're scoring goals, that's extra. That's icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So, like, my team have players that I think need to be changed, not because they're not good enough. I just think that they don't suit the style of football we want to play. So, you know what I mean?
All right, Mark, since you're talking right now, I just want to conclude the stream on this. Tomorrow, I guess it's Sir Bobby Charlton's funeral, and then probably the day after tomorrow, on Tuesday, we'll probably hear that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in the building. Are you excited about that or no?
Hey, let's get that Jim Ratcliffe money.
Bro, he's a Chelsea fan, you know. Poch seen Jim Ratcliffe's son's trying to get on the board at Chelsea for the longest while. You know, the man tried to buy Barca and they coast on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When Barca
Jim
coast on you and they
Ratcliffe?
broke. Yeah, I mean, Jim Ratcliffe offered to buy Barca.
He's not a Chelsea fan. We actually didn't want him when he was trying to buy.
He's got a season ticket to Chelsea, apparently, though.
Bro, you know how many people have season tickets?
Bro, he have a row with a box.
Bro,
yeah, people that are mostly fans are really interested in Chelsea.
Bro, season tickets don't mean
anything.
I'm
not excited about Jim Ratcliffe because to me, Jim Ratcliffe he doesn't have what it takes to make us better. People thinking that let's see what he does, just infant nightmare. Because let me be realistic about 4 things, right? 1, if you're trying to buy a club, 1, you can't buy this club on debt. So if you get a loan for 25%, he has to pay off that loan before he could buy the rest of the club. And he has to buy the rest of the club out of his own finances. 2, a minority stake is not an investment, it's a share buy. Therefore, no minority investor are allowed to invest money directly into Manchester United. That applies to Sir Jim Ratcliffe. So
but
that's
it's ludicrous to think
that
he's going to come in and there's no new money coming in.
Let me finish the 4 points now because we're talking facts and we're not talking exaggerated stuff. No minority investor of Manchester United can invest money directly into the football club. Right? So Jim Ratcliffe will effectively be a minority shareholder. Right?
Yeah.
That 200 and something million is a pipe dream. You just start there. 3, right? If anybody want to know how he go and build over the stadium or renovate it, it's costing more money to renovate the stadium than to build a brand new stadium. The stadium will never have a jumbotron, a giant LED screen, if the stadium isn't rebuilt, because there's no way to fit it, right? First of all, so then we got to worry about them fixing the leak in the roof, which is probably going to cost 100 million, and then they fix the toilets, which is probably another 100 million. And that's before they could renovate and add new stands. And if they was to renovate our stands, which stand it will be? The Sir Bobby Charlton stand?
And
what about the train station that running behind it? That's a different story. You understand? The stadium wasn't built to support the weight that it currently have right now. It maxed out. The foundation wasn't built with our foresight that they could add on to it. You understand? It was not a modern stadium to begin with. So it have a lot of things that we have to look at as fans and understand that, you know, yes, we hearing a lot of news about Jim Ratcliffe, but the positivity, you have to look at the facts, the core facts. We are $1 billion in debt that have to be repaid every year. And in 2025 is a certain landmark in debt repayment that we owe. And it's had to pay off a certain percentage of the major debt, which is probably about 200-300 million we had to pay off to them by 2025, which is not going to happen because remember, they just keep servicing the debt. They haven't been repaying the debt, they're just servicing it, right? So how we going to be successful when 2/3 of the fan base not spending money into the club because they don't want the Glazers here? You understand? Right now, we operating basically at a loss, because we couldn't even buy Amrabat for 15 million, for 22 million. We have him on loan.
So don't you think with Sergeant RatCliffe coming in and with this talk about him wanting a new CEO, director of football and sporting, direct somebody to direct recruitment, somebody to be a sporting director and a new CEO, don't you think like that can actually be the fix? Because money has not really been a big problem at Man United.
It is a big. Spending money
at the
right
end
now.
of a transfer window has not been a very big problem at Man United. Let me correct myself.
Yeah,
and
but
say that.
Bro, we have no money to spend. The credit cards are maxed out. We have zero.
We always hear that, and then money somehow
no,
shows
bro,
up.
Listen to me. The reality is reality. There's no way he could invest money directly into the club. You understand what I'm saying? Unless the only how he invested money directly into the club is unless he paying the Glazers $1.25 billion for the share sale, and the other 0.25 million, the 250 million, is actually for them to take and directly invest in the club. Or they planning to invest that out of their money. If you understand what I mean.
So that situation is impossible.
As a minority stakeholder, you cannot invest funds directly into the club. Google it, you'll see. So when
I don't need to Google it. All I know is the Glazers were trying to sell the club or look for in other alternative ways to get money into the club. And it looks like they found an alternative way. And it's this guy over here. You are saying there's no way that they're going to put the money in the club, but unless he gives the money to the Glazers, and like it looks like they found a way, right?
Yeah, listen, you see that the difficulty in the plan is what money he paying to them. You understand? Because if he paid them 1.5 billion, then that 1.5 billion they cannot touch it. You understand what I'm saying? Because the money is not okay. How it is he buying shares directly from the Glazers, right? So it's not like he investing into the club. It's not like he buying the club, a majority share of the club. He's not buying a majority share of the club.
Maximum is getting is 25, yeah.
So the 25% out of 100 is still 25% or 75%. You understand?
Yeah.
So he's a minority shareholder, no matter what we're talking about. He's only 5% richer or more influential than the train group. And the Linsel train group that own 20%.
So the question was for you, you're not excited about that. You don't think anything positive can come out of that.
Because I never want the Glazers to remain. So anyone trying to do a deal to keep the Glazers is not a United fan. They're not to be trusted. Fans cannot trust them.
What about the Glazers not, it's like, bro, they own the club. You as a fan, you are angry that they're there, but like they don't care about you. Have you seen how the Glazers
they have to care
the haircut
we are
they
the
have?
fans
Does that look like somebody that cares about what somebody else thinks?
Okay, then if the fans are spending money, right? If the fans are the clients, we are the demand. They supplying us, right? You just keep it real. As fans, we have the demand, right? And we are not getting the supply for the demand that we have. So therefore, as fans, we have a certain level of power, right? So if we stop supporting them, like buying merchanting, like I'm not saying don't stop going to games. They can keep going to games, right? But if we stop buying all merch, like no one buys any Christmas merch from them, and they feel that pinch, which they will feel it, right? Because let me tell you something, bro, they make a lot of money. And if international fans really say, well, here we're going on, you're not buying no merch from United.
But Mark, the reality of the situation, let's be honest, is like the fan base is too big for you to be able to expect them to have a cohesive action and be like, if season ticket holders give up that tickets, there'll be fans from other places that are just traveling into Old Trafford.
The season tickets that is not an issue. Get that? Because let me tell you something, right? And I've been honest with you here.
Yeah.
Football tickets, season tickets is something that's been in people's families for decades, right? So you can't tell people give up that. That makes no sense. That is not
What
the way.
about buying
Besides,
merch, as you suggested?
buying merch is the only way. Buying merch is the way. Buying merch is the way we could hit them. Because let me be realistic, right? If we don't buy the kits, Adidas
Yeah.
don't make money from sponsoring United. You understand? If
Yeah.
Adidas don't make a quota of United kit sales every quarter of the year or the fiscal year, then they will review their sponsorship because then they lose money. So the only way to hit them is to stop buying merch. We don't need to stop going to games because you know what I mean, like most of the fans don't go to games anyway. Bro, it's over 500 million fans. They don't have 100 million United fans in the UK. So the majority of the fan base is worldwide anyway. So going to games is not the issue. The issue is buying the merch. And if we stop buying merch and everybody blast on the facials, the socials, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, every single day, Glazers out, they will have to sell, bro. It's a fact.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. The day Manchester United stop buying the original merch,
we will be there.
Yeah, but
We will be there.
yeah, let's guys. It's been an amazing stream. I think we touched on a bunch of things, and I want to just say big up to you, Mark. Big up to you, Poch FC, for pulling up, and also everybody that commented: Francium, DJ Superfly, Box, Francisco, Compost Smurf. It was all just a spontaneous stream. Shay as well. Manj, big up to you guys. We're really, and Luan, obviously, big up to y'all, and also Vibes as well. Big up to you as well for pulling up and also hitting the like button and subscribing. We gave the Man United players the grades. We talked about Chelsea, Manchester City, and Sir Jim RatCliffe. And what a great stream! What a great back and forth. The Chelsea game is the one that we feasted to today, and I want to just go back to it and say this is the first top flight game between Chelsea and Man City to see both sides score 3+ goals since November 1960. Let that sink in. It was a big day for Premier League football today. Big up to you for tuning in. Big up to you for just, hitting that like button. We really appreciate you.
Big up, everybody.
Yeah. We out here. I will tell you guys, make sure you hit that notification bell, because sometimes we do some spontaneous late night streams like this. So anyway, Chelsea Football Club.
Them dead.
On the up.
Manchester City.
Them dead.
Affect the whole Premier League once Sir Jim comes in.